Welcome back to my channel. This is Canadian Retro. I've got a year in review here I wanted to show you guys. These are basically my top 7 things that I found this year. Now, not necessarily the most valuable, although a lot of these things are really valuable that are going into my collection and all that, but not just the most valuable things, definitely just things that were really good scores or really good deals and things like that. So yes, these things have a lot of value. I don't know if they're the most valuable. I didn't really look at it that way necessarily. So you tell me what you think. You guys have watched, a lot of you have watched a lot of my videos. Actually, I'm sure some of you probably watched every single one of them. So I had a lot this year. I put together 155 pickup videos to my estimation, so that's just pickup videos alone. So been pretty busy, a lot of great finds this year, and a lot of really good trades as well with people, and I really appreciate that. This is really, you know, a service to you guys out there that are loyal subscribers and people that I've done amazing trades with. My collection wouldn't be what it is without the community that I've sort of joined here on YouTube, and in my last couple of years so far here on YouTube, people have been more than gracious and nothing but positivity, which I really appreciate a ton. So thank you again to all of you that do watch all my videos and things like that, or even the casual watcher who watches a few of them. I thank you so much for just your support of my channel and things like that. And basically this list is for you. So here's my top 7 with an honorable mention thrown right near the end. So here we go. Now is I found a boxed N64 system, which is really nice shape. It's got a few dings and like scratches, like you can see there's like a little scratch right here. You know, the corner's a little bit worn, not too bad though. What I'll do is I'll actually cut here though, and I'll open this up and you can see what's inside, so it's pretty cool. Alright, so here's the box here. You can see a little more detail and stuff like that. As you can see, there is some wear like around the edges and a few little marks and scuffs and things like that, but still pretty cool nonetheless. I'll open this up. I might actually have to put the camera down to do this properly. I really don't want to do this one-handed and wreck anything, so if you just give me a second here. Alright, so here are the contents here. Obviously you've got the system, which looks to be in reasonably good shape, actually quite nice. Just needs like a wipe down or something like that. But the styrofoam is really nice. Unfortunately, I was hoping there'd be an expansion pack in there, but there wasn't. You've got the wires, which are always nice to have. The power supply, which has been nicely tucked back in here. A controller, which has a little bit of something or other on there, but otherwise looks pretty good. The joystick's like really tight on it, which is awesome. And then there's also a game in here. I was really hoping when I first pulled this out, because the game was actually sitting backwards like that, and I was like, oh man, I hope that's Super Mario 64, because I don't own that yet. But it isn't. It is a copy of XG2 Extreme G, but it's in excellent shape. You know, it's just a few dollar game kind of thing, but I didn't have it in my collection, so it's really nice to be able to get a hold of that one. So that's the, you know, the contents of that box. Really cool though, in excellent shape everything is, except for maybe a little bit of that dirt. But I'll get back to my video here. So yeah, the contents inside, like not bagged and things like that. Obviously the system has been used and everything like that, but still it's in excellent shape. Came with kind of a bonus game, I guess. I wasn't really expecting that one originally when I bought it, just because when I saw it, and for the price I was going to pick it up no matter what was in there basically. For this I paid $20, and I thought that was well worth it. Couldn't believe it was sitting in there. Actually, the way this worked out, it wasn't even during my normal hunting times where I picked this up. I went for a jog with a friend of mine, and he had this painting in the back of his car that he was going to be dropping off at one of the Goodwills or whatever, and he said, oh, are you going there today to do your hunting and stuff like that? And I said, well, I wasn't really planning on it, but I can, it's not a big deal. He's like, well, can you take this painting in? So that's how I ended up stumbling across this. Otherwise I probably wouldn't even ended up going there that day. So glad that he had that painting and wanted to get rid of it, because it really worked out to my benefit. to be able to get, you know, a complete N64 system in the box and everything like that. In the box, like I said, it's not perfect, but it's in really good shape for the most part. Moving on from that though, that's not the most impressive thing of the day. This gets really good. On a Facebook group I had posted that I was in search of like GameCube, Genesis, Super Nintendo, blah 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 blah, like all those kind of things. I just listed off a whole bunch of different systems basically, looking for these things, and someone actually got back to me on it. It was the first person who ever got back to me, and the first person who ever got back to me that like wasn't a collector kind of person. They're just like a person trying to unload some games kind of thing. So this lady messaged me and said that she basically got these games out of her mother's house before they were clearing it out, and she remembers like having them and stuff like that when she was younger or whatever, but never really like kept up with gaming and stuff like that. And so they were sitting in the house, and before they were clearing out the house and they were going to go in the trash, she kind of scooped them up and brought them out, and I am really glad that she did, because there's a number of different titles in here that are definitely worth quite a bit of coin. So there's 6 titles basically. She showed me a picture of them. What I did was I offered her $30 for it, and you'll see why in a second, because it's pretty awesome, the stuff that I got here. I got all of them. She showed me 6 titles. I bought all of them because I didn't want to sort of get her to look up like prices for individual titles and stuff like that. So I just said I'd take them all, and I offered $30. She jumped on it, and that was the end of that. So I went down there and picked them up super late at night actually. It was 11 o'clock at night when I actually got to her place. Her, I don't know, boyfriend, husband, whatever you like to call it, came out. He also had like a number of, she actually showed me a bunch of different video games for different systems as well, but nothing there really of like tons of value. Although I said when I got down there I'd look at a couple of Wii titles that they had, and they had like Mario Galaxy, and the other one was Twilight Princess on the Wii as well. So I was going to just offer 5 each for those like I did for the other games, and he said no, because he was aware that these games are probably worth about $10 each from looking things up online or whatever, and he was gonna part with them for $10 for both of them basically, so like $5 each. He said he'd give me one for 10, and I just kind of turned it down because I'm pretty sure I'll come across those titles like on the cheap in thrift shops eventually and stuff like that, so I'm not too worried about that, or garage selling and things like that. I mean, they're pretty common titles, so it was kind of interesting because it'll make you laugh when you see the titles that on the GameCube that I picked up, because they blow the other 2 titles that I just mentioned out of the water. This first one here, however, does not. It's something I already have in my collection. It's Spider-Man 2. But like I said, I put my number down, and I said for everything kind of thing, just so they wouldn't catch wind of what was going on there. So that's totally complete, which is really nice. I think my copy is as well. It's really dusty and stuff like that. Like I said, it was sitting in someone's house for a while, so I'll have to clean it off, but the disc looks pretty good. The manual's in great shape, so that's pretty awesome right there. The next one is Dragon Ball Z Budokai, which I'm probably going to end up reselling or something like that. I never really got into Dragon Ball Z stuff, so I don't know if I want to keep it for my collection or not. Again, there's lots of fingerprints, but pretty awesome disc condition there. Moving on, there's Animal Crossing, and I'm trying to remember if I have this in my collection or not already. If I do, it's probably the Greatest Hits type edition or something like that. So this is going to be an added bonus kind of thing to my collection for sure. I'll have to try to get that GameStop sticker off of there, but the disc is in decent shape. It's got a few light scratches on it, but most of that's just dust or whatever, so again I have to clean that off. That's pretty cool because that has everything, and the cool part is I already have the Animal Crossing memory card from like a long time ago. I actually picked it up and I didn't even get the game. I just got the memory card because it came with a system I found at a Goodwill kind of thing, so pretty cool. Now I have the memory card to go along with the actual game. A game that I picked up very recently, and actually I picked up more than one copy of this, is Luigi's Mansion, so that was in there as well. Again, $5 for Luigi's Mansion. Awesome deal. That's like thrift store prices for this game, and this wouldn't sit in a thrift store very long, let me tell you. So that's pretty cool right there. I just got to clean it up and stuff like that. There's a lot of like leftover residue glue and stuff from being, you know, a used game, obviously, that came from EB Games or whatever you like to call it. Another game which is really awesome, but I already have it in my collection, so this one will end up being for sale or trade, as well as most of those titles that are in there, is Mario Kart Double Dash. So again, $5 Mario Kart Double Dash. You gotta be kidding me if you don't think that's a good deal. The disc on it's pretty good as well, maybe a little late scratching and stuff like that, but it should definitely play, and that's pretty awesome right there, and it is complete just like all the other ones, which is so awesome. The final title, I never thought I'd actually get this one. I'm really happy to get in my collection, is Legend of Zelda Wind Waker, and that one there is also complete, again with the manual, which is really awesome. And the disc is, like the other ones, dusty but in really great shape. So for that whole stack there of those 6 titles, I offered her $30 and I got that. And if you know anything about this or you've been paying attention, because I'll put the price charting things up there if you're unaware of the value of these games, you're looking at easily, you know, over $100 worth of games right there for $30. So moving on, this was the best find for sure. Absolutely. You know, N64 came with a what do you call this, Arctic Blue, I believe is the color scheme of this one, in really great shape, like perfect joystick, really nice, just needs to be cleaned up. And the console also, that's pretty awesome. They wanted $40 for it, and I'm not surprised by that. Their prices have been going up. They have original Xboxes for like $30 there. Nobody's buying them. PS2s, same thing, nobody's buying them. But this is something very special, and 30% off card. So basically paid like $28 for this with tax. Well, like, taxes on top of that, but you know, that's pretty cool. Like all that stuff with it, all the things you need. Unfortunately, no expansion packs, just the jumper packs in there, but that's the way it goes. And that's everything that I found today, and that's pretty awesome to find for sure. I was actually at the same time working on a Facebook deal. Somebody had contacted me about having some GameCube titles and things like that, and I was looking into it, and they posted a picture of it and put an ad up, and somebody had said that they were interested in a couple of the games, and they never really got back to the person who was the owner of the games. They never communicated, so I was next in line, and luckily I got in there when I did, because after I said I was interested in it, about 5 or 6 other people almost immediately right after me said they were. And the way that the Facebook group works is it's like first come first serve. If you're the one that's interested, you honor the order of requests or whatever it is that come in, kind of thing. And so some people were trying to sort of ditch some of them, like they were not trying to get all of them and all that kind of stuff. And like I said before, I don't really play that game when somebody is selling things for an awesome deal like this, and I'm not going to pick and choose out of it, kind of thing. So I went for all of them. There's 6 titles in this deal that was on Facebook, and of course I snagged them all. So $5 each title. You take a look and you tell me what you think. Taking a look first, the first title here is Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2 Battle Nexus. This one's really cool because this actually has the original arcade game on here, which is super stellar to actually be an unlockable feature on this. So that's pretty awesome right there. And I don't know about the game itself because I've never actually played this one. Now, I'm totally not 100% certain on this, but I may already have this in my collection. Sort of vaguely remembering this. I haven't really got around to playing a lot of my GameCube titles just yet. I'm working on some other things. I have some original Xbox games that I'm playing right now, so I haven't really got around to it, but I'll have to take a look and see. I'm not totally certain on that. Still awesome, and if the arcade game is there, that's going to be wicked. This one here is totally complete, but the only thing is there's one flaw with this, and it's in this disc right here, and I hope it doesn't compromise the data that's on this disc, but it looks to me like there's some sort of cracking to the top layer. I don't know if you can see that well. I don't think that's part of like design because it's actually ridged. So I think that's been actually cracked or something, which is really unfortunate because that's probably the arcade disc right there or something. I don't really know how this totally works out. But the first disc here is actually like really mint, so hopefully that works out. The manual's mint shape and everything like that, so I really hope that this disc still works. I can't guarantee that it's going to. It looks to me like it probably isn't. I didn't really notice that at the time because this game wasn't really my focus, and you'll see why in just a second. But still, awesome find right there. When I get the time, I'm actually going to play that one out. Moving on from that, I also picked up WarioWare Inc. Mega Party Games, which again for $5 I think is a wicked deal. Again, it's in there, but there's no manual, so this is the only incomplete game, which if one was going to be incomplete, I don't mind it being this one, as you'll see in a second here. But this is pretty cool. I've never, again, played this stuff because I never had a GameCube, but still a nice addition to the collection. I believe I already have this, but we'll have to see again, because I didn't really check my collection because there's a couple games in there that I knew I needed, so I just went on this anyways. But we'll see. That's pretty cool nonetheless. Lots of little like mini games and stuff like that in it. I don't know a whole lot about it. That's just what it looks like on the back. So if you know about this game or you like this game, you let me know, because it looks pretty cool to me. Moving on, and again, obviously for the same price, $5, is Mario Party 4, which I believe I have this one already in my collection. I'm pretty sure I checked that out actually. This one here is complete, and I've never really played a lot of these games either. Like I said, no GameCube in the past, so I haven't really got around to playing a whole lot of GameCube titles just yet. So that's the whole thing with this. Now, this is again, like all Mario Party games, one of those things that's probably best enjoyed with a bunch of people, so I'll have to figure out what I can do around that, just because I don't have like a lot of people that really want to play like party games and stuff like that around me. So still, that's kind of neat right there. Moving on from that, there's Mario Party 5, which is also complete as well, and the manual is in behind that. It's just a registration card there, and the disc is wonderful as well. Again, party game, so pretty cool. And I'm trying to remember, I do have 2 Mario Party games in my GameCube collection. I think it's 4 and 6, so this is a great addition to be able to get that going on right there, so that's nice. Moving on, I also picked up Mario Party 6, which is one of the ones I believe I already have in my collection, but still pretty stellar find right there. Again, that's complete, and of course this was $5 like I was mentioning about the other games. And the disc on this one just needs a cleaning or whatever, but again, it's really great shape.
It's amazing. You're a genius. He's just like you.
So super stellar, and the condition of this, minus that one game with the Turtles game with that one sort of butchered looking disc, the rest of these are just completely mint, which is really nice. And then finally, and this is something that I was really on the lookout for, could not find it locally for a reasonable price in the slightest, but really happy to be able to actually have this complete and in my collection, because I have 2 copies of this game, but they're both loose discs, so it's really nice to be able to complete them. And it's Super Smash Bros. Melee. Again, I paid $5 for that. Can't beat that deal, I don't think, unless you get it for free or a couple dollars kind of thing. And it's complete, and the manual's in great shape. The disc is also in great shape, so it's probably going to be the one that I keep as well, with this, you know, casing and everything like that. Obviously a classic game, really something that should be in everybody's collection, absolutely. So really happy to pick this one up for sure. You guys are going to lose it when you see what I picked up today, and when I tell you the price, you're probably going to have a heart attack. So I'll show you that right now. This is what I found in the Talib in the electronic section. It is a boxed Virtual Boy. This thing is pretty awesome. The box is in not so great shape. It's been crushed a little bit. Hopefully I can kind of work with that a little bit and fix it up, but you're not going to believe the inside of this thing. It is absolutely amazing. Just open it up. It is in its original packaging. Basically, I think they might have not even taken it out of the bags. It is bagged inside completely. I think it is not really being touched at all, minus the fact that I just took that out of the bag. It came with Mario's Tennis in there. I don't know a whole lot about the Virtual Boy, to tell you the honest truth. I've seen a few people who have picked them up in the past, but this is a fairly epic find right here. I mean, this thing is literally brand new, minus the fact that the box has been crushed a little bit. For this Virtual Boy, I paid $9.99. Unbelievable deal. I have not picked up anything that is quite that good of a price. I know this thing goes for probably about $150. So $10 was pretty awesome. When I took it up to the counter, you know, it was like $10 with tax. So where I'm at, tax is 13%. So, you know, it came out to like $11.12 or something like that. And then while I was paying for it, she goes, "Oh, you've reached like a certain point of buying things where you can get $1 off." So I actually saved $1. I ended up paying $10.12 or something like that for this. Pretty awesome right there. I couldn't imagine getting anything better that day. And that is because of my policy of doing a double take and taking a double look. If you look back through my videos, you'll see some of the best finds that I've found recently have been by doing this. One of the first ones was Banjo-Kazooie. I found that one by going back into the store. Actually having to go to the washroom, I walked back into the store, walked through the section, and it was just put out, and I just grabbed it up. But there's something actually even better than that, which blows my mind. I didn't know a thing about this game, and I kind of looked it up and saw some very interesting like gameplay footage and stuff like that of it, and it didn't even cross my mind. I didn't really care what the game was about because I never heard of it before. It is a Capcom title, and it's Gotcha Force. And this game here, I mean, I only learned about this today, but I never heard of this before. But this game here is quite valuable, actually, upwards of $100 at least for this game that I found in a thrift shop today for $5.05. So really wicked. There it is right there, totally complete. And this disc is in the best condition of all of them. It's like near mint, I would say. So what an amazing addition to the collection. I don't know a whole lot about this title. I know basically in it you're fighting as like a robot kind of thing, and you can upgrade, and basically there's like 200 or 300 different or 200 different characters and stuff like that you can do. So there's like some really robust gameplay to do with this. But again, I'm not really certain about a lot of this. I don't know why this game is valuable. Probably just because it's rare, but an awesome addition to the collection. So those there were the top 6 basically. I did want to do an honorable mention here to a really great YouTuber that totally set me up now. I said I wasn't going to do the trades and things like that, but this was actually a mystery package that showed up at my door. I'm still blown away by that fact, and I'll show you the footage here right now, so check this out. This YouTuber's awesome. I've got a mystery package here, actually. I was not expecting this in the slightest. I have no idea what's in this, and I have no idea like that it was even coming to my house. The package was sent to me from A Crosby 1099, and if you guys obviously haven't checked out his channel, you need to. He's a really stellar guy, actually. He doesn't put up with much anything from anyone. If you're doing deals with him or trades with him, he's one of the most honorable guys on YouTube, guaranteed, as far as this video game trading kind of stuff goes, that's for sure. This is a copy of Thunder Force 2 for the Genesis, House of the Dead 2 and 3 Return, and I love these light gun shooters on the Wii, so this is awesome. Lunar the Silver Star, loose disc for Sega CD, NBA Jam Tournament Edition, NBA Jam, Super Pinball Behind the Mask, Adventures of Yogi Bear, and then finally Super Star Wars. Thank you so much. You are such a great friend, and that's all I can say about that. Alright, the last item that I'm showing you here is by far one of the greatest finds I think I've ever made out in the wild. I've seen this game like in person, obviously, at shows and things like that. I don't know of a whole ton of people that I deal with and things like that that actually have this game in their collection yet. I'm really impressed to have it in my collection now, and it is Earthbound for the Super Nintendo. Found this at the Tlees. There it is, $5. I'm not going to put the video game price charting values and stuff like that up, which I normally do, but I don't want that to be the focus of this particular item. The thing with this game is I've always heard really good things about it. My collection of Super Nintendo games lacks a lot of RPG kind of elements to it. I don't have a ton of RPGs in my collection to begin with. Like, I don't own any of the Final Fantasies other than Final Fantasy Mystic Quest, and the other RPG I have is Legend of Zelda Link to the Past, which is, you know, a pretty common game basically. So as far as RPGs go, I'm a big fan of them. I really wanted to get some on the Super Nintendo. I can't believe I found that one. I'm blown away by that. You want to take a look at this cartridge. It's in pretty decent shape. It's a little bit dirty there. It's not too bad. The label just along here is a little bit worn, but that just means somebody really used this because they loved it quite a lot, and that's great. They didn't take really great care of it, but you can tell they really used it, so that's pretty cool. The label's in pretty decent shape, a few minor scratches and stuff on it, but nothing like cut or ripped or anything like that, which is really awesome. The backing on it will need to be replaced because there is some, I don't know what you would call it, like scarring or something in the corner here, so I'll just replace that backing with one that's much nicer than that. And I can't believe that I found this today. I'm still blown aback by the fact that I was able to get my hands on it. So that was my top 7 list of things that I found this year. You guys might have a different things that you might think that were better that I found, but those are things that I picked out. Not necessarily for their monetary value, although those things, generally speaking, do have a lot of value to them. It's more of just the amazing finds that I found. So that's really what I wanted to show you guys there. I do want to give a couple of shout outs to people in the community, and now this is a very not a full list or anything like that. Like, I'm not shouting out everybody. I did tons of trades with tons of people. They're all really great YouTubers. I've shouted them out before in other videos, but I really wanted to mention a couple other people here. I did show that honorable mention to A. Crosby for that wonderful package that he sent me, but I also wanted to shout out Longshot, because this guy totally helped me out a lot during the year. He's always helped me out with just things like advice, gaming opinions and things like that, put me on track for different games I should play, things I should be looking for. Wonderful advice, helped me out a ton with just like getting stuff from the States and bringing it, and he just like deliver it to my house with no expectation of getting anything out of me. Just a really good friend in that regard, so I really appreciate that a lot. Thank you again, man. Also to the Min234, we've met up for a couple of trades, but the one time he really set me up, and I was really blown aback by that. I really couldn't show any more footage here just because this was getting kind of long, but he did hook me up with a Genesis, like a bunch of stuff for Genesis, basically like a system, a bunch of games and things like that. I absolutely threw it in on just an appreciation for my channel, I guess, and you know, my advice, or I don't know what exactly possessed him to do that, but that was an amazing gesture. I was really blown away by that, and it's just things like that that you know, blow my mind. So this list was for you guys. If you have something different that should be on this list that I missed or something like that, let me know. Comment down below. Tell me what you think. How was your year and things like that. And thanks again for watching. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do feel free to thumbs up this video, comment down below, and I'll see you all later.